How do you know that this is the right way to invest? Like, how do you know that AI agents are what we should be betting on and what you should be betting on right now?
Well, we're using it in real time already. We use agents across our infrastructure to help our customers achieve their business objectives. We are the world's largest IT infrastructure services provider, so tens of millions of people, hundreds of millions of people every day are relying on the banks that we help. We help over half the world's largest banks run their systems. We help 8 of the 10 largest airlines. We help the industrial base that makes most of the world's cars, so healthcare companies. So what we already see today is the technology is very robust, but it also needs to be controlled and managed properly. And that's really what agentic service management's and our announcement today is all about. How do we help our customers deploy agentic to get the benefits from it at scale while still being able to control it and make sure it's secure and performing the things that you're expecting it to perform?
Everyone's trying to figure out what the benefits of this technology is actually going to be. You see it, day in and day out when you're talking to customers. How are they using it right now, and what's the return on the investment that they're getting?
So the return on investment, which I'm sure you've seen as well, is sort of it's sort of very disparate. So many of our customers are seeing great returns on using productivity from AI and within their employee bases. We see that as well. Our own employee base now, as we sit here today, has already created nearly 25,000 agents that they use to be more productive in their jobs. So our customers are seeing some of that. At the other end of the scale, many customers are struggling to get AI to scale properly. As you said well in your intro, the world's infrastructure was built for a different time and probably not really ready yet for agentic AI. It's like building a brand new bullet train that can go 200 miles an hour, but still running on tracks that were built for 30 miles an hour. And that's where agentic service management comes in, to give you that control plane to allow you to start to modernize your systems.
You have a great view on what these firms are spending when it comes to enterprise tech, when it comes to this technology. Just the climate out there right now, with the volatility that we've seen this year, particularly in the last month with the US and Israeli war on Iran, are you seeing any change in spending? Is that customer base pretty resilient?
Well, the customer base, particularly for the work we do, which is mission critical, right? The hearts and lungs of these firms, it is pretty stable. I'd also say that, look, the situation in the Middle East is creating slight shifts, making sure that you have resiliency in those operations. But we also see some other what I'll call longer term arcs that are important. Data sovereignty is top of mind for everybody today, and we have obviously a point of view on that. We're helping customers think about data sovereignty. So in the mission critical world, the issues of security and resilience, the issues of modernization, they're pretty stable. It's a growing market, and I don't expect to see massive shifts based on whatever's in the news.
But on budgets, there's sort of a more fundamental question, and that's about the spend when it comes to what these companies are actually buying and purchasing right now. And a lot of that in really recent months, and even in the recent last year, has really shifted toward AI. How do you convince them to spend on infrastructure, or maybe tie that infrastructure spend to the AI story that's happening right now?
So we're in the business of creating productivity for our customers, right? And the way we get to growth is by creating productivity in order to create pools of money that they can go invest in whatever is sort of top of mind. And you said it well, AI has been top of mind. But again, when you have disruption in the world and geopolitics playing a role, it may be resiliency, it may be data sovereignty, it may be trying to rebalance your work to a private cloud versus a public cloud. So the nature of what we do has always been about drive productivity for our customers, do what they're doing more efficiently, create a pool of money, and then help them invest where they want to be.
On agentic AI, we hear from people all the time who say we're all going to have our own AI agents, and in a really short time, and the AI agents are already out there acting on behalf of some people who are sort of early adopters. Is that a view that you agree with?
I think that each of us, I have agents that do automated work for me, right? But it's very much a productivity tool. I will tell you.
But you're here with me in person.
I will tell you that in the infrastructure we run for our customers, in the production workloads, we have, as we sit here right now, 920 trusted proprietary agents doing the work that helps us run the infrastructure. Compare that to, again, our employee pool is created to just under 25,000 agents. So yes, there is a proliferation of agents in the productivity space that is going to continue, but agents doing real running production systems for companies, for the kinds of companies we work, that's at about a 20th of what the others are. Now that's going to grow fast. It's going to grow fast because they're very effective. They allow us to deliver higher quality. They do save money, but it is going to take a while to get into the production environments.
Martin, before we go, I'd be remiss if I didn't ask about the volatile year that Kyndryl has had and the leadership changes, the CFO leaving, some accounting disclosure issues that certainly spooked the market. Given those hiccups, what can you say to investors right now that midterm revenue, profit, and cash flow goals remain within reach?
Yeah, so we did have a material weakness that we disclosed. We also are cooperating with the SEC to try to get through the issues and the questions they have around disclosure. Keep in mind there was no financial restatement, right? So the financial position of the firm is the financial position of the firm, and we will this year continue to make progress toward 28, and we still see 28 as a year where, relative to what we talked about almost 2 years ago now, we'll be able to triple cash flow and double profits on our way to sustainable revenue growth.